Hello everybody, Hassan here, engineer, MBA, and investor. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about the latest trades from ARK Invest this week. I wanted to talk about all of that here in this video to share my thoughts and sort of, get our brains juicing here to what's going on across ARK Invest right now when it comes to CRISPR companies, how they're viewing them, and so on. So this got brought to my attention yesterday on a Friday evening. That CRISPR Therapeutics basically, obviously, is one of the holdings for ARK Invest across all their portfolios, or at least most of them. And they started selling some shares of CRISPR Therapeutics. You look at August 5 here. This is obviously on Friday. They sold about 365,000 shares. That's significant. That's a couple of millions there. You take a look at the day before, they sold 70,000 of them, and take a look at the day before that on August 3rd, they sold 13,000. They even sold some NTLA. We're looking at about 82,000 shares. So they're selling quite a few number of share when it comes to CRISPR as a landscape companies, right? Not just CRISPR Therapeutics, we just saw NTL as well. Now, if I take a look at maybe, the site is bugging here. This site is a little bit buggy. But anyways, if you take a look at it here, so I'm just going to move this graph just so you guys can see. This is what I found a little bit disappointed from ARK Invest. There's many reasons to be disappointed about ARK Invest in the recent times. But for this particular video, I do want to mention that if you take a look at these green dots, right, these are all times that they bought the stock, right? You can see as the gold line here, the price of CRSP, the stock symbol here, decline. You can see a sharp decline in the early part of 2021 and maybe a little bit of rebound recently. But you can see as the price was going down, they kept buying and holding, right? They didn't sell, they held, and I applaud them for that, right? I think there's something noble about it. I think that's amazing. But then recently, this week, you see they're basically selling at a daily basis there. And it's not like CRISPR Therapeutics updated their data, that something happened. It's not like, there's a change of leadership. And it's not like the stock was going a lot down. In fact, it's been, at its 30 days high, 60 days high, even 90 days high. So what is going on, right? What is going on? Those were the questions I started asking myself. But this is where it gets interesting, right? If you take a look at all their companies across all their portfolios, so basically the top 10 holdings, and if I just move this screen back to where it was. So obviously, if you take a look at all their holdings here combined, Tesla is number one. We know this, right? We know this. It's been a while. Teladoc got pushed to number 4, obviously for numerous reasons. But this is where it gets interesting, guys. Number 7 is CRISPR Therapeutics. Number 9 is Beam Therapeutics. And number 10 is NTLA. This is the first time ever that a CRISPR company is in the top 10. And not just one, but 3 CRISPR companies. And that's amazing. That's amazing for us. That's amazing for the space. And I think that's amazing for ARK Invest and all investors because CRISPR is here to stay. We've seen the books. We've seen the articles. We've seen the videos. It's a technology that is here to stay, whether that's CRISPR-Cas9, whether that's base editors or prime editors, it doesn't matter. CRISPR as a whole is here to stay. Now, I do want to mention that ARK Invest, obviously, their duty is not to hold companies and just hope for the better. Their duty is to share, is to serve their shareholders, right? And part of serving their shareholders is they have to justify their top 5, top 10 companies, and of course, and so on. Because if you take a look at this top 10, right? Now, obviously, we're in the CRISPR landscape. We know about it. We know the powerful aspect of CRISPR. We know these companies like CRISPR Therapeutics, Beam Therapeutics, and TLA are amazing companies with amazing leadership, with amazing potential in future. And I truly believe they're here to stay. But if you are someone that has no idea about any of these biotech companies, forget about CRISPR, just biotech as a whole, genomics as a whole, you're looking at this list and you're going like, okay, Tesla, I understand, obviously. Tesla, Zoom, work from home, whatever. Roku, okay, whatever, Netflix streaming, whatever, I understand that. Teladoc, okay, yeah, mobile app connects users to professionals in the healthcare industry. But this is where it gets crazy, like exact science. What the hell is that? You know, UiPath, actually, we'll forget about that for a second. CRISPR Therapeutics, you have Beam Therapeutics, and then you have NTLA. And you have to justify that to those shareholders, right? And those are not just your average Joe shareholders. These are big institutions that invested in numerous of these ETFs that ARK Invest offers in the public markets, right? But, you know, I think maybe part of the reason why they're selling is probably because of what we're seeing here. Probably they want to bump them down. I mean, this is the first time ever these 3 CRISPR companies are in the top 10 altogether. I actually think CRISPR Therapeutics may just become top 5, which you can expect a video from me for sure, because I mean, if the stock price goes up 10% and maybe Exact and UiPath, they go a little bit down there, they're basically, CRISPR Therapeutics will hold the top 5 position, which I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. I'm really happy to see. Now, obviously, these companies got to this space not necessarily because the stock price went up as their own, but rather, you know, their peers in this list been going down, right? You'll take a look at Twilio, you look at Coinbase, Shopify, Unity, DraftKings. These were companies in the top 10, but they go out high, hit like 70, 80, 90% from their all-time highs, while CRISPR companies that have recovered since May. And obviously that's why you're seeing this list. Now, will this list stay like that forever? Probably not. I think a reasonable position for the short term is for these companies to hold at least the top 20, 15 position. But top 7, that's crazy. And if it gets to the top 5, I'm going to be so surprised, happy, but surprised because that's pretty big. But we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. I just wanted to share my thoughts about the recent sales and maybe give you guys what my thoughts are here, and we'll end this video like this. Do subscribe if you found value, like this video if you found value, of course, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys are having a beautiful Saturday. Thank you.